There's no downside on a secure border. So why doesn't everybody, regardless of the political party affiliated with, support border security? Support the men and women of the Border Patrol. Support the men and women of ICE who are only trying to uphold the oath they took and do the job we hired them to do, to make this country safe again. Now, I don't think we're going to get a lot of support from the Democratic side of the House because they're putting politics over public safety. They're putting politics over national security. But there shouldn't be one Republican on the Hill that doesn't want to support this bill now and get it done. And I think there's going to be quite a few Democrats who will step up saying they're going to put politics aside and worry about border safety, national security. I do think we'll bring some to the table. But I know there's going to be others that don't want to help because our success means their failure. Every time we have a success, it shows they lied about a secure border. They lied about proper vetting. They lied about who they release in this country. And we're proving that every day. So there's going to be a certain amount of Democrats who are simply not going to support us because we're proving out their lies.
President Trump's big, beautiful bill proposes the largest border security investment in U.S. history, including $4.1 billion for additional Customs and Border Protection personnel and $2 billion for annual retention bonuses and signing incentives. It also allocates funds for completing the border wall and enhancing surveillance technologies. The legislation seeks to provide law enforcement with the necessary resources to sustain the progress made in reducing illegal border crossings, which have reportedly decreased by at least 83% compared to last April. We turn back now to Tom Homan. Tom Homan, the border czar for the Trump administration. Thank you so much for joining us and sticking with us through the break. Talk to us about this bill. This bill includes significant funding for additional CBP personnel and retention incentives. I know that means a lot to the already beleaguered members of CBP.
Right. This funding will help us to have total operational control of the southern border. Total operational control. Like right now, if you look at the numbers right now, the daily gotaways on the Joe Biden are 1,800. Today it was like 29. We got a little bit more work to do. Again, we got the most secure border in history of the country. We got more work to do. We got to put more border wall up. Every place a border barrier has been built, illegal immigration went down, illegal drug flow went down, deaths of migrants went down. Well, we need money for technology in that wall. A lot of the new wall we built on the Trump 45, Joe Biden stopped adding the technology that makes it a smart wall. So Border Patrol agents in areas, they can't even talk to one another. In emergency, they can't get another agent on the radio because of dead zones. That technology is going to help them talk to one another. The technology will give us a heads up when someone's approaching that wall, climbing that wall. So we need to not only build more wall, we need the technology. We need to put more buoys, floating buoys in the river. They're very effective, and they'll save lives. And when aliens see that buoy line in the river, they won't attempt to cross. You can't get over that buoy. So they're not going that river, which means less people drown. So we can secure the border and save lives at the same time. And more importantly, equally important, it gives money to ICE. ICE right now is in the hole. They're in the hole hundreds of millions of dollars. Because right now they got over 50,000 people in detention. They're only funded for 34,000. We need 100,000 beds. Everybody we arrest has to have a bed. We got to bed them down for several days to several weeks to get travel documents in order, flight arrangements, and so forth. We need at least 100,000 beds, so this money's going to buy more beds. It's going to put more boots on the ground in our cities to look for the bad guy. It's going to give ICE more transportation contracts and move people in more quickly. It's going to increase more flights. So illegal aliens are sitting in detention at a high cost for a month waiting for a flight. So all these things are going to help secure the border and give us total operational control of the southern border and keep President Trump's promise to American people. We're going to remove the worst first and arrest those public safety threats and national security threats that are in the country illegally. We're doing a good job, but we need to do more. We're doing about 3 times more than Biden did, but Biden wasn't doing squat. 3 times more than that isn't impressive to me. I'm happy with the numbers, but I'm not satisfied. We got to do a lot more, but we can't do a lot more unless we get the funding we need.
I mean, it seemed like the Biden administration was outright trying to sabotage the border as even on their way out, selling scrap metals that were supposed to go to the border on, in rush auction. It's astounding the mess that you have had to inherit. The challenges ahead, though, technologically, there's a, yeah.
I was going to say, not only that, selling pieces of the wall, they also awarded temporary protective status to hundreds of thousands of people, making it difficult for us to remove them. So they illegally release them into the United
Right.
States, in my opinion, because they abuse the parole process. But then they're trying to stonewall us on getting these people removed that shouldn't be here by awarding TPS in the last couple of weeks of their administration. Luckily, the courts just agreed that TPS can be removed from the hundreds of thousands of Venezuelans that we have here. So it is, again, like I said, it's an uphill battle from day one, but we're climbing that hill as quick as we can. We're making a lot of great progress. It's just too bad that any administration would try to stymie the enforcement of laws written by Congress to help secure the border. Again, there's no downside in a secure border. There's no downside unless aliens dying. No downside unless Americans dying from fentanyl. There's no downside unless women and children being sex trafficked. There's no downside unless people on terrorist watch lists coming across the border. There's no downside in taking billions of dollars away from cartels who've killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world. But we're doing it. We're doing it despite the actions the Biden administration took to stymie us.
It's incredible the work that has already happened in the last 4 months. I mean, the surveillance technology, for example, that you guys are going to start to implement, especially with the Big Beautiful Bill's funding, should it go through. What challenges do you see being the most difficult as you implement some of the new surveillance technologies made available at the border?
I don't see many challenges at all. We need the technology. The challenge is getting Congress to approve this bill now. I mean, again, I'll say it. There's no downside on a secure border. There's no downside on a secure border. So why doesn't everybody, regardless of the political party affiliated with, support border security? Support the men and women of the Border Patrol. Support the men and women of ICE who are only trying to uphold the oath they took and do the job we hired them to do, to make this country safe again. Now, I don't think we'll get a lot of support from the Democratic side of the House because they're putting politics over public safety. They're putting politics over national security. But there shouldn't be one Republican on a hill that doesn't want to support this bill now and get it done. And I think there's going to be quite a few Democrats who will step up saying they're going to put politics aside and worry about border safety, national security. I do think we'll bring some to the table. But I know there's going to be others that don't want to help because our success means their failure. Every time we have a success, it shows they lied about a secure border. They lied about proper vetting. They lied about who they release in this country, and we're proving that every day. So there's going to be a certain amount of Democrats who simply not going to support us because we're proving out their lies. So my plea to everybody on the Hill, every senator, every congressman, this is the right thing for America. The American people gave President Trump a mandate to secure this border and have a deportation operation. Give us the tools and the money to do it, to keep President Trump's promise to American people. They voted overwhelmingly for this. Listen to the American people. That is your job. And give us the money that we need to do our job.
Trump Border Czar Tom Homan putting Democrats on the wrong side of history on the daily with some of your policies. Thank you so much for making the time and keep up the great work.
Looking for news that actually tells the truth, not just the headlines they want you to hear? Then it's time to sign up for OAN Live. It's your go-to source for unfiltered news, sharp debate, and 5 hard-hitting political talk shows, including my show, Real America with Dan Ball. You can watch live anytime, anywhere. No noise, no nonsense, just real reporting and bold conversations that matter to you and your family. You can sign up for OAN Live now to see the truth unfold, and you can catch Real America every weeknight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Just go to live.onn.com. Again, that's live.onn.com and sign up today and start watching every weeknight at 8 p.m. Eastern.